Lightroom is such an incredibly expansive software, it can take months, if not years, to learn. I still learn new things every single day, and I've been using Lightroom for around 7 years. So in today's video, let me share with you 5 hidden features that are incredibly useful inside Lightroom, but no one talks about. And I'm gonna start right now. Now, the first Lightroom hidden tool that we're going to be talking about, I'm calling the exposure and color dragger. And it doesn't really have a specific name inside Lightroom. And it can actually be found in 2 specific areas of Lightroom, inside your tone curve, as well as inside your color mixer. So let's talk about the tone curve first. If we go ahead and open up the tone curve, you can see you've got your main point curve here, which is what I've already changed in this photo. But if you're struggling to work out what part of your photo is what exposure, and you might want to change it slightly, you can actually use the top button on the left-hand side. And in Lightroom, it's called the curve dragger. So all you'll need to do is go ahead and click on this. And now anywhere in the photo, what you can do is use your mouse or trackpad to click and drag a specific area of that photo up. And you can see it will make an exact point on the tone curve. And if you drag it up, it makes it brighter. And if you drag it down, it actually makes it darker. Now, this is a really helpful tool, especially for beginners that might not necessarily know what exposure is that area in the photo. It's really helpful. Where I use it most of the time is actually inside the color mixer tool. So what we'll do is we'll exit out of the tone curve and go to the color mixer tool. And you can see that tool is there again, but instead of changing exposure, it changes color. And what's really nice is it affects the specific color that you're selecting, which might be found in multiple color bands at the same time. So for example, we'll go ahead and select it. Again, if you want to go ahead and select the red dress, if we click, if we drag it up, we can see we're changing the color to more orange. But as you can see, it's actually changing the colors both in red and in orange at the same time. So you can see we make it really orange, or we can make it really purple. And just simply by clicking, dragging up, and dragging down. But it doesn't just work in hue, it will also work in saturation as well. If we drag down, we can pretty much make that dress look basically black and white, or really, really, really saturated. And again, in luminance, we can make it darker and we can make it brighter. So if you are new to Lightroom and you're struggling to work out what color is what or what exposure is what, this little dragging tool, I'm not sure what to call it, is really useful. Now, the second hidden feature isn't necessarily a hidden feature, but a lot of people don't really understand what it does or what it is or why it actually exists inside Lightroom. And I'm calling it the Lightroom triangles. Now, these triangles are found genuinely everywhere inside Lightroom. And basically all it does is it shows you information. And you can show it or hide it. Now you can see the little triangles on the right-hand side here. So for example, all of mine are closed, which means the triangle is facing either left or right. But if we go ahead and click, that triangle will now face downwards, showing you that all that information is open. Now, the reason I discovered that this was kind of a hidden feature is because one of my recent subscribers that subscribed to my YouTube channel said that their Lightroom doesn't look the same as mine. And that's because one of their triangles was actually in the closed position, meaning it was hiding the information that was actually shown on my screen. So that actually, if I go ahead and open up the color mixer tool, if I go to point color, you can see that point color doesn't really look, if I go ahead and click, it doesn't really look like there's much information, but you can see the little arrows on the right-hand side, or the triangles, are in the closed position, aka either facing left or facing right. So if you go ahead and click on that, you can see that it opens up with a lot more information, as well as range. If you go ahead and click on that again, you can see that there's loads of information that was hidden. So next time you see any arrows or any triangles inside Lightroom, might want to worth clicking them, because they might show you a little bit more information than you originally realized. Now, another hidden feature that's similar to the triangles inside Lightroom is the turn off effects button. And that's because it's hidden behind a shortcut. Now, let's say I've edited my photo, but I'm wondering what it would look like without the color mixer tool actually applied. Well, I've got my little icon here, my little eye icon. If I go ahead and click that, I can see what it looks like. Or maybe I want to try the tone curve, the before and after of just turning off the tone curve. But what if I want to make that effect turn off permanently, if I don't ever want my tone curve to be applied to this photo? Well, annoyingly, if I go ahead and click on this and unclick it, as soon as I take away my mouse, it turns it back on again. So all you'll need to do is press down Option on your keyboard, and then you can see these have turned, instead of eyes, they've turned into a little switch. So now what I can do is turn off that adjustment permanently. So now it's never going to be applied to my photo until I turn it back on again. Now this is really helpful if you really want to see the before and after, and especially for me when I show you guys the before and after on my Lightroom. All I need to do is go ahead and turn off all of my effects and then turn them on back on again without resetting my photo. I find it very useful. All you need to do is press Option and again, turn it back on again inside Lightroom. Now another hidden feature is the hidden color profiles inside Lightroom. Some people might think there's only 5 or 6, but actually there's genuinely hundreds inside Lightroom. Now, what we'll do is go over to the Basics panel, and right at the top you can see it says Profile. Now in Profile, you've got your classic Adobe color, and then you've got a few Adobe ones that you get inside Lightroom. So you've got Landscape, Portrait, Standard, Vivid. You've also got Adaptive Black and White and Adobe Monochrome, which just turns your photo into black and white. But did you know there's a whole bunch of others that you can also use? So on the right-hand side, you've got these little 4 squares. If you go ahead and click on that, you can now browse a bunch of photo profiles, and they're kind of split up into a bunch of sections. So you've got your raw ones, you've got color matching ones, which are really helpful, but underneath that, you've got a few more artistic ones. So you've got some black and white ones, artistic ones, modern ones, and vintage ones. Now the black and white ones I use the most, and there's 17 to choose from. And obviously all you need to do is click through until you find one that you really like. Now I really like Black and White 7. Then, if you want to always have this shown up in your Lightroom, simply go ahead and click Add to Favorites. Go ahead and close it, and you can see it will now always appear in your main drop-down of your photo profiles. So if you want to do a little bit more experimentation and not spend hours and hours editing, personally, I'd probably recommend these hidden color profiles that are found inside Lightroom. Another hidden feature that I find inside Lightroom that a lot of beginners don't know is sync settings. And this is a very helpful tool, especially if you're batch editing a whole bunch of photos. For example, maybe you're a wedding or portrait photographer. So take this photo here. I've just spent a little bit of time editing it. What I could do is show you the before and show you the after. I'm actually really happy with it. But I've got a whole bunch of other photos taken at the exact same time that I want to apply this effect to. Now, a few beginners might go simply here, go Command Copy, copy all the settings that you want, and then paste on every single one. But that would take a lot of time if you're maybe editing 100 photos, for example. So how can we sync all the photos so they are consistent, or basically copy and paste over a whole bunch of photos? Well, actually, it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is make sure you've got one main selected. So this is our edited photo. What I'm gonna do is go back to my library panel with that selected, hold down Shift and select all the photos that you want that effect to be applied to. Once you've done that, you've got 2 buttons at the bottom. Now you've got one called Sync. This just syncs the metadata, so ignore this one. You want to go to Sync Settings. Go ahead and click on that. And this is where you can apply the specific effects across all of your photos. So for example, let's say I want everything ticked. So I might turn off crop and remove because I'm pretty happy with the crop on those photos, but everything else I want to be synced across. And then all I need to do is go ahead and click Synchronize. Now, it might take you a while to do this depending on how many photos. If you're obviously doing 1 or 2, it won't take that much time at all. If you're doing 100, it might take a little bit longer. But as you can see, that effect has now been applied. So all I need to do now is just to make very minor adjustments to exposure and white balance. And that's pretty much it. You can see that all of them have been applied. Now, this one's a bit bright. I'm pretty happy with that one straight away. I'm really happy with that one. And the last photo, I'm also really happy with. So make sure that if you are copying and pasting all of the settings from one photo to another, it might be worth syncing your photos instead of copying and pasting the settings. Now that was 5, but I've actually got one more, and this is a hidden tip for everyone that sticks to the end of this video. Now sometimes you might be actually displaying your photo in a gallery, and maybe the gallery's white or gallery's black, and you might want to check how your photo actually adapts to the color of the background. It's actually really important, especially if you're a wedding photographer and you've got a photo gallery. We can actually do it inside Lightroom really quickly. The background currently is gray. All you need to do is right click on that and you can see you've got a whole bunch of background colors. Maybe you want to change it to black. Well, immediately this photo looks a lot more punchy. Might be worth maybe printing your photo on black paper. Or maybe you want to try it on medium gray, dark gray, and you can actually change the color to anything of your choice. So definitely recommend this hidden feature that a lot of people only find by accident by right-clicking simply on the background of your Lightroom. Thank you to all of my YouTube members that are currently supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel and get some awesome perks, including free Lightroom presets like the ones you can find on my website and gets to watch videos before they go live, and make sure to go ahead to the link in the description. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday.